It's time for Quick Calls with Mike the Ref on the Edmonton Sports Podcast Network.
Hi, folks. Mike the Ref here with PWA Adrenalize, the Quick Calls episode. And my voice is all over the place. My language is all over the place. And, yeah, it's been a very interesting card here tonight. First of all, I want to send our best wishes out to the first couple of PWA, Ryan and Amanda, who unfortunately couldn't make it tonight. But I see...
Ryan, you missed something great.
Well, at the end of the show, I'll let you guys know exactly how you can see that great thing, but we'll discuss that in a little bit here. Of course, you just heard our friend Andre C.
Always happy to be on the show.
He's been able to cover the last couple quick calls for me here, and as always, the wrestling mind, Brian Hamilton.
It's always a pleasure.
Now, this was essentially the Edmonton Go-Home show tonight of champions. And my goodness, did it deliver tonight. So many different scenarios and so many different things going on. Let's get to the matches here right off the bat. We had the Thickness Reed Matthews.
Thickness!
Fatness, but I'll go out of there. Versus Fear the Beard Andrew Hawks. Now, this match really did work out well to get the crowd going right off the bat. Before I get to the ending here, Andre, your thoughts on the overall match?
I thought actually, I always love the Millennial Rebels whenever they come out, and I think Thickness is just getting better and better. And I saw a really fun opener. I found it kind of really got. I think it really got the crowd up. And Hawks, we all know how good this guy is. We've seen him excel everywhere, and it's just so much fun to start.
Absolutely, Brian.
Oh, what a great way to start the show. Great match overall. Reed Matthews, impressive as always in the end. Andrew Hawks, I did it! Yes. He picked up the win by DQ because the Millennial...
Fury came... Okay, I wasn't going to get to that because of this one ended up being a little weird here at the end. It was a good weird, but it's a weird.
It's just the way it transitioned after.
Folks, if you ever watch Evolve, this is the best... It happens quite a bit in Evolve endings here, so let me break this down for you here. Essentially, Hawks was going in for the win. The Fury, Kenneth Anthony, comes in the ring and causes a disqualification. And all of a sudden, they're beating down Andrew Hawks 3-on-1.
Raymond Vanstone.
With Raymond Vanstone making the 3-on-1. Conspicuous by his absence is Colton Kelly tonight, the Millennial Falcon. But coming out for the save was Duke Durango and Richie Rage. Now, that in itself isn't exactly weird. But the Evolve ending that I'm talking about here, not too often do you have the two people going against each other in the next match coming out to make the save for the same person in the previous match.
Yeah.
We just basically went from one match to the next. Our next match on the card, Dirty Duke Durango, sorry, I said that very quickly, taking on Richie Rage. Now, this match here, you got two guys that know how to work in the ring so well together.
Unbelievable.
This match went back and forth. Both guys getting a lot of stuff, and the crowd was enjoying it a lot. And then we have the Millennial Rebels come out and basically beat down both guys after they're both laid out. Andre, your thoughts?
I always love seeing Duke in the ring because the dude, good or bad, he's just pure entertaining. Like his facials, his everything, the way he interacts with crowds. I enjoy the way he interacted more when he was heel, but it's everything he does. And Richie Rage has been in this business forever, not quite as forever as Duke, but he's been a ref, he's been a wrestler. Like the guy knows what he's doing, and these two just the back and forth, the chain wrestling they were doing, just the hole for hole they were doing. It's just a classic old school wrestling style match, going like a lot of arm ringers and everything. It was really good, like really good quality mat wrestling.
Brian?
Oh yeah, overall great match between these two. Duke Durango, Richie Rage, great back and forth match up until the ending where we had a little bit of
A brouhaha?
Brouhaha, people coming out and interfering in a great match.
I saw no bruise.
This was a great match up until we had the idiots coming.
In the end, we had the Millennial Rebels come down and beat up once again on these guys.
Yes.
And we had Andrew Hawks coming in for the save. Durango gets on the mic, and he challenges... I thought this was going to be a 3-on-3 setting up for next month, but no, they turned it into a triple threat match at Night of Champions.
Three-way dance. His exact words were three-way dance, actually, so that means no tagging.
Depends.
Three-way dance. A three-way dance is everybody...
Yeah, we don't know if we're going to have tagging or not or what. I don't know the rules. It's PWA. They'll come up, they'll let us know what's going on in this matchup here. But you have Rage and Hawks. Hawks and Rage, I don't know which way they're calling it, against Team Hall of Fame versus the Millennial Rebels for the Tag Team Championships. So it's going to be a hell of a match.
Yeah, this is getting me hyped, man. It's been a great tag team match for the titles, man. Like, these three teams going at it, and I'm really hoping to see Hawks and Rage win the belts because I'd love to see those two run with the titles.
Any thoughts on the match coming up, Brian?
Oh, it's going to be a great match. Three great teams battling it out for the tag titles. Oh my God. I don't know who's going to win, but it's going to be great back and forth wrestling. Can't wait.
Then following that, we had a PWA debut of, should I call him T. Russell in this match?
Oh my God, all the names. All the names.
Taking, let's just say the third row fans who are very boisterous, very loud.
Very.
They didn't hear What About Ivan's introduction to...
They heard Russell.
To Troy Russell. So they made up their own names for all the T's there.
Tim, Tom, Teresa, some Theodore, all the weird ones too.
Yeah. Taking on the PWA Mayhem champion, Kenny Stryker. Now, this match... The crowd really got into it after one certain point in the match, and when it's something Mr. Russell said during the match, everybody realized he was from Jersey. I'm sorry, folks, but right now, people in Edmonton have a thing against people from Jersey, namely a guy that used to wear number 4 here in Edmonton.
I'll just say one thing: we send him off. They start getting their number 1 picks.
Yeah, pretty much. I think we all can sum that up right now. But you know what? Overall, this was a hell of a match with these two. Mm-hmm. Andre, your thoughts on the match?
Me and Brian and you and Mike have all been witness to Troy Russell once before, and the dude is good. Like, he is a good quality wrestler, but
well, he's taking on a guy like Kenny Stryker, who's just at another level on him.
You're taking on a champion. That's the thing. A guy who's gotten to the top in the Mayhem division, and he's there for a reason because he's been here at PWA for a long while now, and he showed how good he is. And man, like, I gotta say, after this match, man, Kenny had welts all over him. Like, dude, you could see he took some damage in this match. Like, but I thought this was really good. I'd love to see these two with the Mayhem title on the line with some kind of stipulation. I really would.
Absolutely. I would love to see a match in this. Brian, your thoughts?
Oh, great match between these two. Troy Russell, second time we've seen him, great performer. He dominated most of this match quite a few times. I thought he was going to get the upset win over Kenny, but in the end, Kenny picked up a great win. But it was a great overall match. But so one of my favorite things was somebody said that it was Russell's with no muscles. It was just a great little comment.
I'm not going to comment who made that statement, and I refuse not to admit guilt here.
Sorry.
But moving on, speaking of debuts, we had another debut here in the following match.
Oh, yeah.
We had Alexander Prime, who we definitely know all about.
Oh, yeah.
After he turned his back on Sean Moore, comes out and cuts a promo talking about how next month he is going to absolutely rip apart Sean Moore at the Night of Champions show.
New look, new attitude for this guy. Like, new tights. He started to wear his hoodie in the ring for a while, which is odd to me.
there's a reason behind that, and I'll get to that in just a moment here. As he took on Aiden Adams, who we definitely know all about.
Rising star Aiden Adams.
As you guys talked about at PWA Fallout, he did a hell of a job taking on Brett Morgan there in that main event.
Or the semi-main event.
Guys, go check out the Quick Calls show from the PWA Fallout. Just put up yesterday. You'll hear all the details about that. And then taking on a newcomer to PWA known as the Destroyer. As far as I'm concerned, the only thing he destroys is razor blades before he tries to shave himself.
Gim.
Well, a little bit of that too.
Yes.
But, the reason that Prime was keeping his vest on to start off the match, his hoodie, is because he didn't feel that he was worthy of being in this match. So he
didn't think they were worthy of wrestling him, I think.
Yeah, he said he didn't know who those two were, so they should wrestle each other to start off. So until these two guys wised him up to the situation, once he got dumped to the outside, he eventually got rid of the hoodie. And this was actually a pretty good match for two guys that have faced each other in the past, and one guy that is, I'm sure in Saskatchewan they've met up. In the end, Alexander Prime does get the victory and the momentum going into Night of Champions. Brian, your thoughts on the match?
Oh, great match between all three. Destroyer looked not too bad. Great, impressed with him. Aiden Adams, what can we say? Always impressed with him. And my God, the attitude that Alexander Prime has. Oh my God, he is such a prick. Because I went up to try and talk to him during intermission, and he was playing that heel character to the perfection. He was yelling at people, everybody, and
it's not a character. Trust me.
But he had to resort to a little dirty tactic. He kind of had a hidden weapon on his water bottle when he got kind of outside the ring and the ref wasn't looking. He took it off, and he literally clobbered the Destroyer, knocked him out, put on a submission hold, and it was lights out. It was over.
Yeah, it was a pair of brass knucks that he hit on his water bottle. As the referee was distracted trying to help Aiden out of the ropes due to a hookup between the second and bottom rope. He knocked the Destroyer, and then he set up for essentially a figure four across the head, or a triangle choke with the legs.
And with the punch, too, the guy's out.
Yeah, he's already out, so the submission's sort of just supplementary to it.
It was essentially knock him out, put the figure of four on, so when the ref sees him, he thinks he passed out from the submission hold. That's where I would play that to. But, as much as Prime's a dick, he's impressive. In this match, he was very impressive, and as always. But Aiden Adams, I thought he looked really good, and he is a rising star in this promotion. Didn't get pinned, so he hasn't. He's still keep moving his way up. And the Destroyer, I don't think that guy's ever even heard of Wax.
Well, the only thing I could say about Alexander Prime is I'm going to take a note out of former PWA wrestler Tony Cage. You can be cocky if you can back it up.
And he can.
And he definitely can.
Yes.
And then from there, well, this one was a little crazy, folks.
Barn burner.
I want to give a shout out first to Kurt Sorokin for not making certain individuals at ringside last month the lumberjacks in this match. He specifically pointed out Andre, Ryan, and Delmer.
I'm not a lumberjack.
It was a lumberjack match between Kat Von Hees and Giselle Shaw. First time ever that two women have been involved in a lumberjack match. And, there are certain situations where you see a match like this and you don't really expect a whole lot. But tonight, oh my God, did they deliver.
Wow. I got one bone to pick with this match. The lumberjacks were very ineffective.
Aren't they always?
Sometimes they beat up on people.
Yeah, but when it comes to lumberjacks, let's just say 9 times out of 10, they're usually pretty ineffective, and half the guys were just in the last match. a quarter of the guys were just in the last match, so they're exhausted already.
I wanted a Lumberjill match with the new chick Kira and Connie as the Lumberjills.
2 Lumberjills in a match. Yeah, okay, that would work. But in the end, folks, to Andre's point, we ended up with a no contest as both of these two are fighting right to the back.
This was after like an insane dive when Kat was on the outside with all the lumberjacks. Giselle gets them on top ropes. It's this crazy dive to the outside.
Yes.
The whole place went unglued when that happened. And for all I know, wait a second, what the hell? They're still fighting over there. They're fighting all the way around the parking lot here, folks. Just hold on.
For obvious reasons, this program must be temporarily interrupted.
All right, folks. I had to.
Kind of had to watch something.
We had to go see what the hell was going on here, folks. People are trying to get them apart, and nobody's able to do it right now. So we're just going to leave it there. But this match here, these two girls took it to the next level.
Yep.
And I don't know what they're going to do to top this. Like, there is going to have to be some kind of conclusion to this feud between these two. But
yes,
Brian, your thoughts on the match?
Wow, what can I say? Great match between these two as always. They always put a great performance on it, and the ending, my God, the dive that Giselle did to everybody outside and the fighting to the back. Holy crap! I don't know what's going to settle this, but one way or another, I hope we settle this at the Night of Champions, because this feud has been going on for over a year or more now. It's got to come to an end. Don't get me wrong, I love this feud. I would love to see it more, but it's time to see these girls get on to better challenges and more different opponents.
Like, okay, we rave about these two every month that they fought. They stepped it up. Like, they've had matches I thought were the best, like, women's matches I could see. They stepped it up again tonight. They're even better. I don't know what they're going to do come next month. I don't know what match is going to be. I'm excited. These two are awesome. Everything in this match, that crazy dive, the brawls on the outside, Kat slapping Richie, like she creamed him. She cracked him in the face. The entire crowd went, "Oh!"
I think that she hit Richie harder than Duke did the entire match.
I'm 100% sure. The German powerhouse.
With no disrespect at all to Dirty Duke Durango there.
No, but just everything in this match, it was like these girls stepped it up so well, and I don't know how they're going to top it next month.
Absolutely, and I'm going to make this call right now. There is no GD reason that either one of these two could be in the Mae Young Classic, which is being filmed July 13th and 14th down in Florida.
So.
Both of them are more than capable of being a part of a tournament like that.
Yes.
But then we went to intermission,
Always fun.
Always fun.
It actually went a little longer than usual.
Yeah, but it was a great thing because we had a lot of fans out there that wanted to talk to us about wrestling and whatnot.
Oh, yeah, we had a great
time. It was a great time, but we're not here to talk about intermission. We're here to talk about wrestling. Now we had the Fury Kenneth Anthony taking on...
Accompanied by The Thickness and Raymond Van Stone.
Okay, taking on Fabian Ribeiro in a Commonwealth title match. Mm-hmm. Now, these guys have been fighting each other for months, and it has always ended up with a Fabian victory. This one was no different, but it was a little bit more horrific conclusion here with I believe it was the Thickness getting in, causing the disqualification.
Another one.
Yeah, well, it seems to be a rebel disqualification thing. Colton Kelly needed to be here to keep these guys under control tonight.
Yeah, without Colton Kelly, everything goes crazy.
Absolutely. But
I never thought I'd say Colton Kelly was the reasonable one of anything.
Yeah, I don't even want to get into it, folks. But in the most disturbing part of this match is after the match, you had Anthony grab the perfume of Fabian Ribeiro and spray it in his eyes. And he grabbed the mic and tried to explain how he's going to get him next month. So I don't know if Fabian's going to be all right. He was rushed to a medical facility with some treatment for his eyes there, and I haven't heard back on what the condition is. But Andre, your thoughts on the match?
I thought, like, up until the ending, these two, like, Fury, he's only a couple years into his career, still pretty young, but he's so good. He's absorbed so well. And then Fabian, we know all his accolades before. The dude is an amazing superstar. His in-ring ability is bar none. He's one of the most entertaining people in the world. The stamina poppy, he's so good. These two, they're back and forth so well. And what I really liked was Kenneth Anthony working the arm. Like, he wore that arm down. There was a couple times where Fabian was going for a move, and he went to lift him, and he had to drop. He couldn't do it because his arm was so damaged, and just the brutality he delivered to that arm, I'm very impressed. Like, just ability to focus on one spot so well, and I don't know what to think, what comes next, because that was, like, that perfume to the eyes, or whatever that stuff was, or cologne, or whatever it is to the eyes, man, like, that hurts a lot. I'll admit, I've been sprayed in the eyes by things before.
Mace, women.
No. But
sorry, my one shot.
Other stuff, that kind of stuff hurts, and yeah, I'm hoping he's okay, man.
Brian?
Oh, great match between these two, back and forth. But in the end, though, Kenneth Anthony, he got himself DQ'd, and then the sickening attack afterwards. I don't know what's going to happen, but I hope these guys meet next month at Night of Champions with some sort of a stipulation, because it was a great match up until Reed had to get in there and get involved, and just, cause a DQ, which I didn't think was necessary. It was a great match between them, but yeah, hopefully we get a rematch next month.
Hey, what the hell? They're coming back here again? What the? Jim, hold on, guys. All right, folks. Sorry about that. We just had Giselle and Kat coming by here again. I'm just going to power through this last match here because, my God, do we have a lot
of worry that they're going to come over here and they're going to hit us.
That's why I want to get this done and get it out of the way now. So let's get to it, folks. The main event.
Main event of the evening.
What about Ivan Jr. here, folks? We had a handicap match with the PWA champion, Brett Morgan, teaming up with the former Commonwealth champion, the Omen Gabriel, taking on the former... You know what? Everybody's had so many dang titles, I don't even bother. The
Western AM champion and Sheik versus both the former PWA champion / tag team champion / every other title in this company, probably in the Western Lions.
/ Now, before we continue, I guess, Andre, do you want to throw your caveat in just for the heck of it? Your MRB. Andre is an MRB fan to no end, and we ended up... but you know what? It's justified in this match. Okay. Because these guys did a hell of a job throughout this match.
I have to say this, to this match, everybody was awesome in here. Like, as you know, this is always a huge MRB fan, and he looks good as always. But I thought everybody delivered in this one. Like, everybody really delivered in this match.
There are so many things that happened in this match that were absolutely unbelievable. Andre?
This MRB had this crazy, like, diving spin, like pretty much a spiral tap to the outside onto everybody, crashing down everybody. There's so much shit. I have to say, my spot of the match, though, came when Sheik got Gabriel up on his shoulders in a torture rack, and BVD got Brett into a pile driver position. MRB climbed to the top rope, looks out, he has two people, jumps out, stomps on Gabriel's midsection, then hops off of him and hits right on Brett Morgan, helping drive him down for the pile driver.
Spike pile driver, yeah.
Pile driver, man. Like, oh my God. Like, this match had everything we wanted and more. Ryan, you're an idiot. You should have been here.
Yeah, it's essentially what had happened. It was a hopscotch move where it turned into a burning hammer and a spike pile driver, all in fluid motion.
Yeah.
My God.
But I got to say, everybody impressed me. I've been very critical of Brett Morgan over these past few months since he's become a champion, but I thought he had showed some real fire here tonight, and I've been critical about him being boring. He wasn't tonight. I'll admit, I was getting into Brett Morgan tonight. I think, especially coming off of Onaway, I thought he was showing some real fire in Onaway. He's really gotten his personality under him, and I think he's really starting to show it, and I was impressed by him tonight. I'll admit that. I was impressed with Brett Morgan tonight.
The ending of this match was essentially Morgan had the pin down on, I think it was BVD.
Yeah.
MRB pulled the referee.
No, there was a double pin, I think.
Oh,
There was a double pin, and MRB, because he couldn't hit both pins to break up the pinfall, attacked Fitzy.
yeah, and basically pulled Fitzy out of the ring, caused a disqualification. So your winners were the Omen and Brett Morgan. But that isn't the story here, folks. But before we get to that, Brian, your thoughts on the match?
Oh my God! What a great match between all five of these competitors, back and forth in the ring, outside the ring, all over the building. Incredible! The high flying spots, the dives, everything they were doing. Loved them. Loved the match. In the end, though, ended in a DQ. Nothing was settled between these guys. And oh my God! Wow! Crazy.
Now, in a game of Can You Top This, we had Brett Morgan come out and say he wants both of them in a handicap match. So Morgan wants the Western Lions in a handicap match. Out comes the commissioner.
Okay, there's a huge beatdown from
sorry.
on Gabriel. Sheik and Gabriel were just beating the crap out of each other, and they fought to the back. And then the Western Lions just literally kicked the crap out of Brett Morgan until there was the refs and the security came in to break it up, and then Morgan got away from the ref and he starts beating on the Western Lions. They get separated. It was just pure insanity.
That's definitely the best way to put it.
Yeah.
So thank you, Andre, for getting some details in for me. So Morgan gets the mic, and he wants the Western Lions in a handicap match at Night of Champions.
Which I think is kind of stupid, but...
Well, be it as it may, out comes Andy Anderson, the PWA commissioner for the northern half.
The greatest PWA commissioner of all time.
I really want to know how much he's paying you for that, and I want some of that. But
Me too.
Anyway,
You got to start praising him. Buddy.
Andy comes out and demands that this be a title match. So Morgan plays Can You Top This with if he's going to put his title on the line.
Well, first, I just got to do one thing. When Andy came out and said you have to put your title on the line, you see MRB and BVD start chanting yes. So, well, let Mike finish up for the rest of this.
So, okay, Morgan says, fine. If we're going to do that, it's going to be a handicap match in a 15-foot-high steel cage.
And this is where you see MRB and BVD start going, no. So they see where they get the advantage when they can bring people into the outside, but they don't want to be stuck in a cage with this dude.
Yeah, and folks, I want to make this clear. This is going to be a handicap match. This is not a triple threat match.
As we know, it's a handicap.
This is a very smart move if it gets confirmed by Andy in that, because this way you don't have Van Danielson trying to pin Blaze and vice versa, trying to get that cheap finger poke of doom win here. So, but at Night of Champions, it's set. We're going to have a handicap match with Brett Morgan defending his title against the Western Lions. Brian, I know you were shocked about it.
Oh my God! Yeah, that's just going to be insane. And the best part is, the stipulation is whoever, if MRB gets the pin, he's a champ. If BD gets the pin, he's a champ.
Now, is there going to be dissension? That's the big question.
That's what I was just going to get to. Because there was a few little miscommunications tonight between BVD and MRB in certain points. So
They're best friends. They will never turn on each other.
yeah, you never know. They had a great feud. They had a great feud a couple years ago, man. So
I'm glad Andre's thinking that.
I'm so
but
looking forward to the cage. It's going to be great. Cannot
I'm
wait.
just looking forward to the whole card coming up
Yeah.
on June 24th.
You got whatever the women
WrestleMania,
are going to
baby.
do. You have the cage match. You got that three-way dance tag team match, and everything else can be announced.
Yeah, in the next few weeks.
Whatever she can, because you know she and Gabriel aren't done. After the way that match ended, them beating the crap out of each other into the back, you know that's not done.
There's going to be a ton of matches announced.
Fury and Fabian probably.
I would assume
I
so.
gotta
But
assume that one because that's not over.
all right, so time for our highlights of the night here, and Brian, I'll let you go first.
Oh, my highlight of the night is the lumberjack match between the women, Kat Von Hees and Giselle Shaw. This match was all over the place, inside, outside the ring. Nothing was settled between these. We do not know what's going on with them. They're still fighting all over the building, all outside here. So this feud is far from over. I cannot wait. I hope they have this settled for Night of Champions. Cannot wait.
I almost hesitate to guess what Andre's pick's going to be, but go ahead, Andre.
Tonight, I don't have to share my highlight of the night for once. Highlight of the night is the main event. Everything went down. You got so many crazy dives to the outside. Brett Morgan's dive to the outside. MRB's dive to the outside. Everybody's just going crazy in this match. That double stomp.
Boys, have a good one.
You too.
The double stomp. Just everything. And the aftermatch beatdown, the setup for the steel cage, it just all works so well together tonight. I thought that entire thing was just perfection to me.
Absolutely, and I'm a little unique when it comes to my highlights because
Always.
Well, let's just face it. I've had to face some unsavory roles in some other promotions. I'm going to go with the first two matches, not just how they ended, how they ran. They were very good matches, but the way that they flowed into each other, that's something that we don't usually see up here. And the fact that the two guys that came in for the save ended up facing each other in the next match.
Yeah.
That is a very unique one, and
awesome.
I like saying different. I like saying that
That was great.
it's not,
great.
you're not creating something completely out of the box, but it's just something that, hey, cool, these two are going at it now. It's about the spirit of competition, and that's what we like to see here.
It was great to see something different that you don't expect. Loved it.
Speaking of seeing something that you don't expect,
Oh my God.
I can. Not only do you have the Night of Champions show coming up June 24th here at the Northgate Lions Senior Centre. Tickets are available starting on Sunday at Variant Comics. You can get the address off pwawrestling.ca.
And they said if you purchase your tickets at Variant Comics, you get 10% off a purchase at Variant Comics.
Andre with the cheap plug machine.
Yeah. Why not?
The other thing that they just launched, and I mentioned it for the PWA On-Away show, the Fallout show, as well as this one will be up probably within a week or two, and that's
and the last Calgary show.
Yep, is the on-demand service that PWA has now. Visit pwawrestlingca.pivotshare.com. You can check out all the shows for PWA here. Right now they got 3 up. They're going to have a couple more up.
This will probably go up.
Shout out to Big Bad Boris and Warren Diesel Barris, who do a great job on the commentary there and the video.
Wonderful.
And I'll make sure I have a link to that in the show notes for you guys. So, but I want to wrap this up here because these guys are getting eaten by mosquitoes.
We forgot one highlight, Mr. Security Guard.
Well, I think.
Then we did not talk
Yeah, actually,
about
you know what?
I'm going to call him out a low light.
I don't want to say it's a highlight, but I want to give a shout out before we go. And thanks, Brian, for bringing it up here. I always have a respect for the guys that stand at ringside, and not only the security, the ticket takers, everybody that pays a role. Tonight, the head of security here, Trevor, he ate a pretty big kick protecting a fan in the crowd.
Yeah.
Big time.
Because honestly, if he hadn't have been there, it would have landed on a kid. He would the kick would have hit a kid. I'm almost 100% sure about that one.
Absolutely. Well, be it as it may, he did his job perfectly. He did it well, and he paid the price for it. And
He looked pretty messed up afterwards after taking that hit.
you know what? We want to give a big shout out and a big thank you to Trevor for doing his job. And the guys behind the scenes and the minor people in the shows never get enough credit. So
They're not minor.
well, they're not in the ring. Let's put it that way. Good point, though, Andre. Our next Quick Calls show is going to be coming up next Saturday from the Leo Burke Cup with Monster Pro Wrestling. It'll be the Wrestling Mind, Brian Hamilton, and myself covering that show. There's been some changes to the card that we'll bring up at the show. It's going to be a fatal four-way elimination match for the Leo Burke Cup. But like I said, we'll talk about that at the show. So other than that, I got a blown call show because I've pissed off a lot of promotions here the last week. Here, tune into the network when it comes out, and you'll find out why. Make sure you check out PWA Wrestling CA for all your notes on PWA. Check out Edmonton SPN for all the notes on Alberta wrestling. Andre, where can people get a hold of you?
Twitter at That Canada Guy, Instagram That Canada Dude. That's pretty much it.
And Brian?
Get me on Twitter at Wrestling Mind.
And just some people I know, I only ever did one episode of Geeking It. I do have things in the works. It's just I'm trying to work out certain schedules with certain people. Should be back by midsummer with some. I should be re-debuting my show.
It's simple. Video game podcasts that happen in Edmonton sort of take a little longer to come out at times. That's a shout out to certain friends of mine. But this is at Mike the Ref. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us here. And just remember, if you're going to make a good call, make a quick call. And this has been Quick Calls from the Northgate Lions Senior Centre with PWA Adrenalize on the Edmonton Sports What the? They're at it again!
This has been Quick Calls with Mike the Ref on the Edmonton Sports Podcast Network. Contact us on Facebook or check out edmontonspn.podbean.com.